have sued to keep from having to do it. The man killed in a motorcycle wreck Wednesday night about 6 on Medgar Evers Boulevard in Jackson has been ID'd as 18-year-old Jarrett Rainey of Clinton. Police say they are still not sure why he ran off the road and hit an embankment. 19 kilos of cocaine worth about $1 million were found hidden inside a semi-truck Wednesday in Gulfport. The Harrison County Sheriff's Department says they pulled over 38-year-old Jesus Roberto Carrizales on I-10 and found the coke after finding 2 guns in the cab of the truck. The Texas man is charged with trafficking and his bail is $1 million, so he's still locked up. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome into the Lindsay Beckham Show. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday, the Friday before Christmas, December 19th. It's a very special day for me that has a lot of meaning to it. I'm going to tell you all about that, but I wanted to start the show, first of all, by saying thank you so much to Matt, who filled in for me yesterday. He is the host of The Full Story here on WIAB 103.9. His show comes on Saturday mornings. You may remember him. He had the 6 to 7 hour, then he got too busy. And so now he does his show, The Full Story, on Saturdays, I believe at 11. But big thanks to him. Big thanks to him for filling in last week and for filling in yesterday. My 3 littles had their school Christmas party, and Mama just cannot miss that. So really, really appreciate him doing that and being so flexible and willing to fill in for me when I can't be here. I wanted to start the Madison Minute today. I think this one is pretty spot on. It's from Senator Hubert Humphrey. It's a quote made by him. It's also the quote that is engraved on the walls of the Hubert Humphrey building, which is where there was a press conference yesterday by the Health and Human Services Department and Secretary Kennedy, RFK Jr. Hopefully we'll have time to get into that. But this was said by, again, Hubert Humphrey. It was once said that the moral test of government is how that government treats those who are in the dawn of life, the children. So as you know, I have 5 children, and I take that role and title Mama pretty dang seriously. Again, it is December 19th, and that has very special meaning to me because it is the day that I gave birth to my twins. Sorry, I knew I was going to get emotional. Creed and Lori, who turned 9 today. So 9 years ago, I had just given birth to these sweet babies. It is the joy and the privilege of my life to be their mama. I'm so proud of them. And I hope that they have the very best birthday. It hits you like a punch in the gut when you realize all of the first of the lasts. So this is their last year living in single-digit numbers. Today is the first day of that last year. This time next year, they will be in double digits. See, these babies, they saved me. They saved my life. They gave me a purpose in the darkest hour of my life. They gave me a purpose. They gave me a reason. They gave me the strength and the ability to continue to wake up every morning. They gave me a reason to fight. They gave me a reason to be active. they gave me a reason to love. I know I've shared bits and pieces on the show, but in October of 2016, my husband very unexpectedly passed away. I was pregnant with Lori and Creed, our twins, and they were born exactly 2 months later to the day on December 19th, 2016. I can remember that day in October when that cop came and knocked on my door at 2:39 a.m., waking me up to tell me that horrific news. I had a doctor's appointment that day, and because it was a twin pregnancy, they already considered me high risk, and so every single doctor's appointment, I had ultrasounds. My good friend Tracy Reinwald picked me up and drove me to my doctor's appointment that day because I had to know they were okay. I had to see them on that screen and see their hearts beating and know that the trauma and grief that I was experiencing and that my body was fighting had not had any effect on them. I had to know they were okay, and they were. They were okay then, they were okay the day they were born. I had an amazing OBGYN, Dr. Amanda Nichols. If anybody ever needs to find a great one in the area, she's in Jackson and in Madison some days, but she was so caring, so kind, so compassionate. At that point, I just fell into her arms and cried, and I was so worried about my babies and are they gonna be okay, and she made sure they were. She did everything that she could to make it those final 2 months as easy on me as possible. Most multiple births or twin pregnancy, triplet pregnancy, you have to have a cesarean section. A lot of times, they'll tell you it's just safer that way. Well, I didn't wanna do that because I knew I have a 5 and 7-year-old that at the house that I have to take care of. I have these little girls, this kindergartner and a second grader that I have to provide for and take care of, and I'm gonna have 2 newborns. I don't wanna be recovering from being cut open, and so she said, "Okay, then we'll do everything that we can to make that happen and for you to be able to have a vaginal birth." And so Lori was actually breech for the longest time, so she was not head down, and I remember Dr. Nichols giving me these exercises to do in order for us to be able to flip her, and she finally did. She flipped just in the nick of time. I was scheduled to go in on December 19th to be induced. 37 weeks is considered full term for twins. I wanted to have the babies and be home before Christmas, but it wasn't sitting right with me. I wanted to also make sure that they had spent enough time cooking, as they say. I wanted to make sure they were as healthy as possible, and so they did that for me. My water broke that morning, a few hours before I was supposed to be at the hospital to be induced, so I didn't have to be induced, and that was such an answered prayer. It was an answered prayer that Lori flipped, and she was head down. Now, when you give birth to twins and you choose not to have a cesarean section, they take you to the OR anyway, because once the first baby is delivered, the second baby has a tendency to flip around and become breech, and then it's a safety concern. And I remember being wheeled into that OR on that stretcher. My mom was with me. And I told her I wasn't doing this. I'm not gonna push. I can't do this. How am I supposed to do this? How do I do this by myself? But I did, of course, and Creed was born first. He weighed 4 pounds, 9 ounces. He was perfect. He did not have to go to the NICU. And then little sister decided to wait over an hour after her brother was born. And I thought to myself, I don't really blame her. She's finally got some room to move around in there. Finally, we coaxed her out. And then it was all crystal clear. It wasn't a question of, how can I do this? It was, no, I have to do this. No matter what I'm feeling, I have to be here for them. I'm all they've got. I've got to be the mama who does it all. I've got to be the mama who's the mama and the daddy and the teacher, the encourager, the chauffeur, the cook, the maid, the everything. But when I saw those little faces, when I saw those eyes make contact with mine, when their hands gripped around my fingers, their tiny little hands, there was no question of how can I do this. There was just the joy in being given the privilege and the honor of doing this, of being their mother, of being their protector, provider, all the things. So, Lori and Creed, I hope you have the very best birthday yet. And I hope that you always know how loved you are and how special you are. And that you truly, truly saved me. I cannot think of any other way to put it. It also led me down the road that I'm on. It made me more aware. Because now that it's just me, now that I'm doing this all on my own, all by myself, I have to make all the decisions. Well, I got to make sure that I make the right ones. I can't let them down. They're depending on me. That led me to become much more aware of so many things, to be much more concerned about things going on in the world around me, to not just be so locked in my bubble and so busy with life that I fail to see things that are happening politically, in education, in religion, things that will affect my kids. Not just today, but in years to come. Of course, that's why I speak out today. That's why I care so much about the issues that matter so much, the things that are so important to me, the vaccine mandates, things happening inside public education systems, parental rights being violated. They're my why. They're the reason why I speak out. They're the reason why I share so much. They're the reason why I try to be as vulnerable and transparent as possible and to share as much as I possibly can with the world concerning these issues that I think are just so important for our children and for their futures. We got to take a break, but we are here. We are live on the Lindsay Beckham Show, coming to you from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And there's so much more to discuss. Y'all stay with us. We will be right back. Back.
1039 WYAB.
Hey there, pizza lovers. It's time for family, fun, and mouth-watering moments. Gift the taste of Johnny's Pizza House. Our gift cards are the ideal treat for those you love. Warm their hearts and their bellies this holiday season. Whether it's a family gathering or just a cozy winter evening, Johnny's Pizza House is always a hit. And who knows, they might even invite you over for a slice. Visit johnnysph.com/gift cards today. Gift memories, gift joy, gift Johnny's. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of joy.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
So when are you going to check that thing off your to-do list?
All right, that. I don't know. How about next week?
How about now?
Or I could do it later, right?
No more putting it off. Do it now so you don't forget. You want this and have for a while.
Oh, you're right. I want this.
You deserve this. And it can help you in the long run. There. I just logged on to homescc.edu. We're getting you registered right now.
Wait. Hold up. I thought you had to show up on site to register at Homes.
You can do either one. You know that career you talk about all the time? The life you dream about? It starts today. How does that famous quote go?
Please don't.
The secret to getting ahead is
Getting started.
Spring classes start January 12th, and there's no classes on Fridays. Register at a campus near you Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 3:30, or right now at homecc.edu. And remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT.
Holmes Community College.
No place like Homes. Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. How does real estate agent Rita Jensen succeed when time is of the essence?
In today's market, it is so important to communicate and close on time. Typically have 30 days to close, get a home inspection, appraisal, title work, that kind of thing is a mortgage process. And a realtor relationship is so important. With a realtor like Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, she helps us to close on time.
RitaJensen.net.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Cresley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Cresley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show here on WIAB 103.9. We are live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Just search Lindsay Beckham Show. You can call in today, 601-879-0002, or text. Our text line is 601-879-4648. We upgraded this past year here at WIAB. I don't understand all the logistics of that, but Clay likes to call it the 50,000 watt flamethrower. So we'll go with that. A 50,000 watt flamethrower. We do pick up most of central Mississippi. I know I drove as far as Collins to speak at a Republican women's meeting over there, and I picked up WIB the whole way there and the whole way back. Came in crystal clear. I know Morgan, our Tuesday co-host, got all the way to Louisiana and was still picking up signal. So it's a great opportunity. If you have a business name that you want to get out there to the public, if you want to sponsor, this is where you want to do it. You get the most bang for your buck. Get your business name out there. And we would be glad to have you partner with us here on the Lindsay Beckham Show at WIAB. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to our friend. She's been on the show several times, Miss Leah Ferretti over with Mississippi Ready. It's also her birthday as well. So it's fun when your kids share a birthday with one of your good friends. Makes it even that much more special. So happy birthday, Leah. We are thankful for you and all that you do in your community and for children across the entire state of Mississippi. I'm thankful to know you, my friend. So yesterday, there was a press conference held. We heard from Health and Human Services Secretary. Y'all all know he is my favorite person, RFK Jr. And he made a pretty major announcement. I'm going to read some of the quotes that were made yesterday at this press conference, but we all know and we've all seen the increase in children who identify as something other than their biological sex as they were born. Now, here in Mississippi, a few sessions ago, we passed what we called the REAP Act. We had a ton of support with that. Very, very thankful for our legislators who poured their heart and souls into getting that done and through the finish line, signed off by Governor Tate Reeves. I was there with a few of our friends over at Alliance Defending Freedom. Thankful for all that they did. We had Tanya and Matthew there at that bill signing. I was honored to get to go and stand with our governor as he signed that bill into law, which stated that we in Mississippi would not provide any sort of gender-affirming care to minors. We also would not allow any kind of gender-affirming care to use tax-paying dollars, Medicaid, Medicare. Now, prior to this bill passing and being signed into law, UMC had opened a clinic They hired new surgeons who had come in, moved to Mississippi. I know they had hired at least two, one top surgeon, one bottom surgeon. And yes, you heard that correctly. Their job was going to be to mutilate children. Around the same time, UMC also started to deny parents access to their children's medical records in MyChart, which is the system that they use. It started 12 and older no longer had to give those ages, they no longer had to give parents access to those medical records. Well, they caught a little bit of pushback, so UMC went ahead and changed that on their own to 14. So if you're 14 or older, if your child's 14 or older, you cannot legally get access to their medical records unless they sign a form giving you that access. Now, here's the problem. I have a son who's 9 today, obviously, and he has special needs. Now, while he is high functioning, he is still on the spectrum, and he could be convinced easily of certain things, ideas. He is not, in my opinion, capable of making that decision whether or not his mom, I, should have access to his medical records. We did go back to the legislature and change that in the state. But here's the funny thing. This clinic that they opened up around the same time they changed the age with the charting system, for some reason, when we here in Mississippi passed this REAP Act stating that we would not provide gender-affirming care to minors, they just packed up and left, shut that clinic down, and we're gone. I mean, call me crazy, but is that a coincidence, or were they targeting our children? And now that we have laws in place to protect our children when it comes to those issues, they didn't feel the need to stick around. If that doesn't make you furious, it should. It should. So yesterday, Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, he spoke and he said, men are men and they can never become women. Women are women and they can never become men. Children are innocent and they need our protection. So, what they have done under the Trump administration, because of his executive order early on, the first few days after he became president for the second time, he signed an executive order that said that he would protect children and that he would put an end to all of this gender-affirming care that we have seen this massive uptake and increase in. Now, if you had said words like that back during the Biden administration, if we had made comments like that, we would have been censored. We would have been breaking some sort of community guidelines. They would have shadow banned your social media accounts. Thank goodness. Praise God. Hallelujah. That we have seen a change in the administration and we are no longer confirming these lies to children. Now, you may not have seen the press conference yesterday because it seems like many media outlets still don't want to actually promote truth. Some of these stories are buried. And then you even get the spin, the way certain media outlets spin it, such as Politico. Now, their headline stated Republicans are trying to change the subject on healthcare affordability. And then they had transgender care out beside that. NBC ran the headline, Health and Human Services moves to slash funding and access to care for transgender minors. It's outrageous. I don't call that health care. I call that child abuse. Because that's exactly what it is. These children having these surgeries, taking these gender affirming drugs are permanently changed. You cannot come back from it. You can never have a normal sexual relationship. You may never be able to give birth to children. You can't wake up one day and say, uh-oh, I made a mistake. Let me fix it because it's unfixable. Your body parts have been chopped off. The left will tell you how wrong we are. How dare you not affirm a child who believes that they are something else? Would you rather have a dead child? They're going to commit suicide. No, the actual research and data shows the suicide rates increase once these children are no longer children, once they have come all the way through puberty and they realize the mistakes they made. They realize they can't go back. That's when the suicides happen. That's when it takes the real toll on their mental health. We got to take a break, but there's so much more to break down here. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Some of the best parts about being home for the holidays are sharing stories, sharing gifts, and sharing a slice of pizza you crave the most. Like the classic Pizza Kitchen from Johnny's Pizza House, topped with 11 legendary ingredients. It's the main course on everyone's wish list. Need a gift for that hard to buy person in your life? Get them a Johnny's Pizza House gift card and go from good friend to best friend. They may even end up sharing it with you. Share a slice of home this holiday season with Johnny's Pizza House.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
CBS News Brief. The Justice Department is set to release thousands of records from the Jeffrey Epstein case today, but Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says this won't be all of them. Former federal prosecutor Scott Frederickson.
They're engaging what's commonly called a rolling production in litigation. The statute doesn't provide for that. The Epstein Transparency Act requires all documents to be released as of today, but it's apparent that's not going to happen.
The administration's pausing the diversity visa lottery battery program used by the suspect in the Brown University shooting. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said today programs are being scrutinized over the vetting process.
That information is oftentimes dependent on whether there's some local authority that actually has any information about them. Okay, so that is the challenge we're facing, which is why the president has sort of put a stop to all of these things until these systems for admitting people into our country can be improved.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
UrgiVet Emergency Vets Madison has been serving your pets for 5 years now. From late night emergencies to weekend worries, we have been here caring for your pets when your regular vet isn't available.
From the moment you walk in the door, our team of veterinary professionals is here to care for your pets at all hours of the nights, on weekends, and holidays. Located at 15 Olympic Way in Madison. Call us at 601-790-1918. UrgiVet, always here when your pet needs us most.
You know what's a nightmare? We've all seen that movie where the bad guy's coming and your gun jams up. Luckily, that's just a movie, but you can't take the chance it could happen to you in real life. Hey, y'all, I'm Therese Apel from Dark Horse Press, and I've written stories about a whole lot of situations where people needed their gun to work for them. So if yours is moody or likes to jam, you need to take it to Guns and Gear. Let their professional gunsmiths look at it and fix it so it'll work when you need it. They're the absolute best at what they do, and that's why I buy all my guns from them. That's Guns and Gear in Gluckstadt. Check them out today.
Hello, this is Richard Palmer, owner of the Mississippi Candy Company. I mean it when I say it. I want you to come in my shop, sample things if you've not had them, buy it if you like it, and maybe make a memory or two along the way with your loved ones. Looking for stocking stuffers this year? Create your own snackle box, which can include an array of over 100 gummy flavors. We carry many kinds of popcorn made fresh to order, caramel, dill pickled Chicago, which is a mix of caramel corn and cheddar. We also have flaming hot Cajun and garlic Parmesan. Find us just west of the Gluckstadt exit at 102 D's Drive.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call Peoplease. Let Peoplease take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. Peoplease is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust Peoplease to simplify their employee administration. Visit peoplease.com. That's peoplease.com to learn more.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosalesllc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show, here live at the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios in the Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora, Mississippi. 601-879-0002 is the number to call in to the station today. 601-879-4648 is our text line if you would like to text us. We've been talking about the press conference that was held yesterday, and I actually was invited to. Now, had I not had my 3 babies' Christmas parties at their elementary school and then the twins' birthday today, I probably would have found myself on a flight to DC to be there and hear this be announced publicly. I can only imagine the excitement in the room from parents like me who have been screaming from the rooftops about this issue and how serious it should be taken. Seriously, it should be taken. You know, transgender care is very profitable for not only pharmaceutical companies, but also for hospitals who are performing these surgeries. And it's even more so profitable for them because it is subsidized by the federal government. So, for example, when parents of trans 3-year-olds, and I'm using air quotes in the studio here, because obviously we know there's no such thing as a trans 3-year-old. There's no such thing as a trans 30-year-old or 40-year-old or 50. There's no such thing as transgender, period. But when parents are going to be forced to pay for these castration and castration drugs, I'm pretty sure the problems will start to resolve themselves. Now, there was some great news in the House this week, and on Wednesday, the House passed Marjorie Taylor Greene's bill to criminalize trans healthcare. Again, using air quotes in the studio here because I don't believe that's healthcare whatsoever. But they passed that on Wednesday, and then they did it again on Thursday. They passed a second bill that strips all Medicare funding for trans procedures and gender drugs for minors. Now, while that's wonderful, my gut tells me there might be a roadblock over in the Senate. But fortunately, President Trump, Health and Human Services, and Secretary RFK aren't waiting around on Congress. He announced yesterday at this press conference a slew of new rules that will effectively end gender affirming care. I believe this is going to go down in history. Not only that, the Food and Drug Administration issued a warning to manufacturers of these so-called breast binders. Now, they do have a purpose in healthcare. They're used by women who have had to have mastectomies, breast cancer. But what they've been used for recently is to bind the breast of girls who identify as boys. That's right. They want to just be able to put on a mechanism that will force their God-given breast into their body and make them look a different way. RFK said yesterday, enforcement actions against binder makers will even include product seizures if they do not comply. Health and Human Services has also said that they will stop classifying gender dysphoria as a disability. They have planned a new public health advisory for parents, which clearly states that transgender hormones are not safe and effective treatments. The Biden era produced amendments that designated gender dysphoria as a disability, which also served the commercial interest of a predatory multi-billion-dollar industry that betrayed the original intention of those laws. And I thought this was so cool to be coming from RFK Jr. because he got to stand there and say, hey, it was my uncle. It was my uncle who originally wanted to protect those who are disabled. This is not what he meant. He also said there is divine worth in every person, and it shines most brightly in our children. Hospitals rake in millions of dollars by convincing boys and girls that a lifetime of off-label prescriptions for estrogen and testosterone blockers, chest reconstruction surgeries, and more are the only way to achieve true happiness and belonging in life. It's wrong, he said. The Trump administration will not stand by while ideology, misinformation, and propaganda push vulnerable young people into decisions they cannot fully understand and that they can never reverse. I watched the whole press conference. I can't even remember who said this, but it's so true. Your kids can't get an Advil or Tylenol or ibuprofen at school without a parent coming up there to hand it to them directly. My 16-year-old cannot go to school and have any sort of act. She can't even take it with her. She can't even take a bottle of Advil with her to school to take if she has stomach cramps or a headache. But we want to give children the ability to make those types of decisions to mutilate their own bodies, things that are permanent that you can never come back from, things that will affect you forever that you can never change. It's insane to me how quickly this transgender movement grew. And I hear it all the time from people. Why are you so worried about a boy wearing a dress? Why are you so worried about one person in your county? Well, you're wrong. It's not just one person. My kids attend a high school and a middle school in this area in central Mississippi, and there are multiple children in school with them who identify as something other than their sex at birth, their God-given sex at birth. Even some who identify as animals, which that's a whole nother topic that we won't dive into today. But the transgender revolution is imploding. The Trump administration is obviously unafraid of the media and how the media will react to this. Most have lost confidence in mainstream media anyway. I'm excited by these announcements. It gives me hope in the future. And I agree. I completely agree with RFK and his team that once the federal funding disappears, so will a whole lot of these cases of gender dysphoria. We're certainly going to find out. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up for the week on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Wrap things up for the week on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Attention homeowners and business owners. Complete Exteriors is now Elite Roofing and Gutters. Are your roof and gutters storm ready? The folks at Elite are your local experts in storm protection. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Get up to a possible $250 rebate on a new roofing system for all active military, veterans, and retirees. Online at eliteroofer.com.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night And karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mon. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
We are back here, the final few minutes of the week here on the Lindsay Beckham Show at the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Men, if you are looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for your women, telling you, Women's Wellness, that is where it's out at. It is a one-stop shop for all the things. It is where health and beauty meet. Hormone replacement therapy, weight loss, aesthetics, skincare, facials, body sculpting, they have it all. I'm sure anyone would be super grateful for a Christmas gift from Women's Wellness. I did just see Chris Brown, who is one of our Mississippi Public Service Commissioners, just posted that they've received news that a lineman has been electrocuted while working in the Holly Springs Utility District. He is in critical condition. He's being airlifted to a hospital. He asked to please join them in prayer for him and his family. They are awaiting further updates. So many, many prayers going out to that family. Hopefully they are able to get him somewhere quickly and get him stabilized. It's got to be hard right here at Christmas to lose someone that you love or to have someone go through a horrible accident like that. So definitely lifting them up in prayer. I will be back here with you Monday and Tuesday, and then ready or not, it will be Christmas Eve followed by Christmas. I hope you all are more prepared than I. We've all been sick at my house, which has made it difficult, but ready or not, it's coming and we'll get there. I'll see you all Monday, same time, same place. Bye.